What is up, everybody? Forewarn here with another commentary. Today we have a 4v4 high rise, and this is MW2 obviously. Basically what's happening right now is my team ladder is in first place for MW2. We did receive the crown yesterday, so we are playing matches right now with the crown, trying to get those achievements. If you do not know what the crown is, it's basically given to the first place teams on all ladders, I think. And basically what you do is, if you have the crown, you try and get as many wins as you can with it. You know, there are leaderboards and things like that, and it shows, you know, how long you had it, what the streak was, you know, things like that. So basically what it is once your team has the crown, you're trying to defend it, which means, you know, you play matches. Every match you win, you keep the crown. But if you lose a match, you lose the crown, and the opposing team that you lost to receives the crown, and it just goes on from there. So your opponents will try and, you know, build their streak with the crown after they have it from you. But you know, so far this team is really dominant. We are like 77-0 right now, and you know, we've heard people say, oh yeah, you're a bunch of cheaters and things like that. And you know, if you take time to look at my videos and things like that, you'll realize that, you know, we don't cheat. I mean, if we did, you would be able to obviously tell by, you know, scores, and most of the time we wouldn't even need a 3P and things like that. So if you actually take the time to realize, you know, that we don't cheat, I mean, then you'll understand. You know, I don't cheat, so I don't have a J tag, you know, I don't do any of that stuff. But I know some people do, and, you know, I'm just gonna say, do your thing. You know, the truth always comes out, but that's just how that is. So, another subject I want to touch on is the whole Game Battles community right now. I feel like, you know, a lot of people, I feel like Game Battles is kind of segregated in a way. And by that I mean, you know, you have certain players playing with certain players, you know what I mean? And that's cool. I mean, obviously if you have chemistry with someone, you should play with them. But I feel like Game Battles is a little segregated with teams right now, and like I said, by that I'm just saying, like, you'll have, you know, your friends and things like that, and you know, you'll be a dominant team, and I mean, people cannot stop you. And it's getting to the point where, you know, like, if I get on Black Ops 2 and we play a 92-2 team, I have a pretty good chance of beating them, obviously, because, you know, I mean, I'm a pretty dominant Call of Duty player as well as my teammates. So, you know, I mean, it really helps when you're playing good teams on any game now. And I feel like if you're good at one Call of Duty game, you're generally going to be good at the others. And you know, I mean, that's just how it goes, because it's still first-person shooter. And you know, I mean, it really depends on, you know, how you play, you know, what game style, you know, you do, and things like that. Me, I play pretty aggressive, and obviously you don't really see that on this map. I snipe a lot, but if you look at some of my other commentaries, you'll see that I play, you know, I play aggressive. I try to rush. You know, I will go for the gunfights, and like, say there's somebody behind me and they're shooting at me, you know, I'll trick them. I'll get out of the way real quick, I'll turn around and then shoot them again. And you know, that's just how I play. I play really aggressive. So, you know, if I do have that chance for that gunfight, I will go for it, because honestly, like, I would say 80-something% of the time, you know, I'll outgun the person and I'll get the kill for it. But you know, it really does depend on what type of style you play with. You know, I've seen people that play really slow and get, you know, a lot of clutches just because people just rush to them. You know, they're aggressive as well, so they're thinking, okay, well, I'm gonna go after him. I'm not gonna stop. You know, I might sit somewhere for a few seconds, but I really want to pick up the kill. So they'll rush, and you know, that person that, you know, plays slow and defensive, that person usually ends up, you know, winning most of the time. And that's actually one thing that really bugs me and gets on my nerves when I, you know, obviously I play aggressive like I just said. So when I'm rushing someone, you know, and I see them sitting in a corner, I'm just like, oh man, like what is this? Like, why do you have to sit in a corner? But then I think to myself, like, why would I rush there when when I expect them to be sitting in a corner? And it kind of, it messes with me, and I'm just like, I know I should have done that differently, and I know I should have done something, to get out of that, but I play aggressive and I went after him anyway. So, I mean, there's ups and downs of different types of playing styles. And, I mean, if you're smart at S&D, then you have that set, because your mindset is going to be like, okay, well, I know what I'm going to do on S&D. I know where I'm going to sit. I know what I do every round. You might have a little few round switches. You might go, okay, well, I'm going to go to B the first 2 rounds. I'm going to do what I usually do every match, but then, you know what, this isn't working, so I'm going to switch to, I'm going to go to A, I'm going to go to heli stairs. I'm just going to switch it up. I'm going to do something different. And, a lot of people think that if you have strats, you're going to win, 100% of the time. They're like, okay, let's go over strats for this map. Let's figure out where everybody's going to go, and we will win. But no, it's not like that at all, because everybody's game style is just different. So you got to kind of improv what you're going to do during the match. You can't just, go where your teammate's going to expect you to be, and it's just not like that. So I mean, when you're starting a new round, you'd be like, hey, I'm going to go here this round, and they're like, okay, well, I'm going to switch up my my spot this round, and you can go wherever you want. So then, you kind of start working together, and that's where the teamwork comes in, and that's where a lot of people fail. Lack of communication, just bad call outs, things like that, and it just screws people up so bad. But today we were playing matches, and I felt like people were getting mad at each other, and I know that we have a lot to lose. Obviously, we're 77-0, we have the crown. There is a lot on the line when we play matches. So sometimes, actually a lot now, we kind of screw around during matches, and that's not really a big deal as long as we're, winning 3-1 or 3-2, and we know that we're going to be dominant that game. Then, we really try to step up our game. We try to make sure that we're in the zone, and, I mean, it's always normal to get frustrated during matches, because obviously it's a game. You want to be the best. You want to, you just want to be that star, and you want to be on the top. But that's not always the case, and people always get frustrated. And Call of Duty is a frustrating game. I'm not gonna lie, I get frustrated sometimes. I'll sit there and I'll just be like, oh my god, like, I cannot believe we're losing right now. Like, come on, these kids. I hear people all the time like, oh my god, these kids are so bad, let's go. But they're not bad. Like, they're tied 3-3 with you. You can't call them bad. I mean, you can sit here and say, we could be doing better, but you can't call them bad when they have you 3-3 last map or second map, because honestly, it comes down to last map. Every match comes down to last map, whether it be second or whether it be third. That team can always come back. I've been 5-0 comebacked on before. It was actually in a Black Ops 1 tournament. We were up 5-0, and the team came back and won 6-5. So, things can go either way, and I honestly suggest people do not give up. Honestly, like, you can seriously change your gameplay and just come back on the greatest team in the world. And that's the honest truth, because I've seen it happen a lot of times, and people are always like, okay, well, we're down 0-3, I'm done, I'm just gonna give up, let's just rush and get killed. Honestly, don't do that. Just keep going, change your gameplay, communicate more, and it's most likely gonna help you out. I assure that it'll affect your game, whether it be score or kills and things like that. So that's one huge factor that I suggest you guys use, which is communication. Honestly, you can't be a team without communication. A lot of you obviously know that, and you know, you got to get those call outs done. You got to make sure that your teammates know where you're at. You got to call out where people are if you see them. There's just tons of communication during the game, and you know, it's hard sometimes. I know some people that, you know, freeze up during a gunfight, and you're like, where they at, where they at, and they're frozen because they're trying to kill this kid, so they're not saying anything. So you're trying to look on your radar like, oh my god, I'm trying to get to him, he's not talking, so he's probably gonna die. But you know, I have a lot of faith in my teammates. They pick up a lot of kills, and you know, it's just, it could go either way. But that's my view on that whole thing, and I really believe that if you wanted to, you can come back easily. And like I just described how, you know, I mean, it's all your mindset right there. That's all it is. It's how your mindset is. If you want to win, you'll win. If you give up, you're most likely going to lose. But you have to continue to try. You can't give up, and you just got to keep going with your flow. So the last thing I want to talk about here is tournaments and things like that. I'm going to be running a lot more tournaments soon. Probably in the next 1 to 2 weeks, I'm going to be, you know, just grinding tournaments. I just feel like that's what suits me. I remember back in the day, you know, Black Ops 1 and MW2 and things like that when they were in their primes. I remember, you know, just running tournaments and, you know, just having fun. And obviously it was stressful sometimes, but, you know, tournaments, I believe, is where I'm supposed to be, and I'm gonna bring my team with me. You know, we're gonna try and get to the top, and you know, just wish for the best. I mean, we have a lot of work to do. Anyway, this is Forewarned. I will see you next time.